Hi guys, welcome to Gaming Watcher. My name is Rolton and in this video I'll give you a complete beginner's guide to the Menagerie in Destiny 2.
Ve por la paellera, venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador, en las chanclas, todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Eso. ¡Tú! ¡Había subido la marea con triple paella! Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada metida entre las piedras de Chipiona del faro. Y cuando entro en el restaurante me ve el cocinero con una paellera y a ver la vez de paellera.
The Menagerie is a 6-player match-made activity in Destiny 2 that was introduced in the Season of Opulence. In my opinion, it's one of the best activities that Bungie has ever added to the game, and that is why I decided to do this guide for you guys. The Menagerie consists of 7 encounters in total and 3 different bosses at the end. The bosses rotate every week, so to go through them all, you'll have to play 3 consecutive weeks. In this guide, I'll go through everything you need to know for every encounter and every boss. To do a successful Menagerie run, you need to know what to do in every encounter, so stick around guys, I'll make it worth your time. I'll go through the encounters in a minute, but first I want to talk about the Chalice of Opulence. The Chalice of Opulence. To start the questline, you have to talk to Benedict 9940 in the Tower Annex. Benedict will give you a quest to go and visit Werner 9940 on Nessus. He's very easy to find. You just got to go to Nessus in the Watcher's Grave location. You find Werner on the big golden ship floating in the air. It's pretty hard to miss. Werner will then send you on a quest to build the chalice by going around on Nessus and completing tasks. When the chalice is built, you can begin to upgrade it. Upgrading the chalice is a longer process, and playing the Menagerie is one of the ways you upgrade it, so already at this point you will start getting into the Menagerie for real. Werner will offer you some bounties. It's also a good idea to do those. To upgrade the chalice, you will have to earn Imperials to buy upgrades for the chalice. Clearing triumphs in the Menagerie is one of the best ways of doing this. You find these triumphs under destinations and then the minor tab. The chalice works like this. It has 3 rune slots. At the end of every Menagerie run, there is a chest. The runes that you put into the slots determine what loot you will get from this chest. So, let's get into the encounters. Number 1. The lamp lighting. The first encounter is always the same and is called the lamp lighting. As the name suggests, it's about lighting the lamps in the middle of the room. There is a triumph available for this encounter. I'll tell you how to get it in a second, but first, the encounter itself. This encounter is very simple and almost needs no explanation. You basically have to kill enemies until a boss spawns. The boss will then drop orbs when defeated, and you use those orbs to light the lamps. You win this encounter simply by lighting all 6 lamps. There is a triumph for this encounter, as I said, and you get it by lighting only 1 lamp per player on the team. So to give the team the chance to do this triumph, be a team player and light only 1 lamp yourself. If everyone does this, the team will get the triumph. Number 2. The Hunted. This encounter is, in my opinion, one of the most confusing but also one of the most fun to play through because of the onslaught of enemies coming at you. When you know what to do, this encounter is very simple actually. You have to stand on the marked plates until they are captured. 2 plates will be active at the same time. There are a lot of enemies coming at you, but you should focus on the big knights. Killing those will advance progress on the encounter. You win the encounter by filling the meter in the top left corner before the time runs out. So basically, run to a plate, kill everything, especially the knights. When captured, run to the next place, rinse and repeat. Number 3, the Mockery. This is my least favorite out of all the encounters. I can't quite put my finger on why, but I just never felt awesome doing this one. I don't know, maybe I just suck at it. Anyways, in this encounter, you're supposed to kill the wizards. They will drop orbs. You pick up those orbs and deposit them at the so-called havens until a boss spawns. The havens are the domes with a glowing yellow crystal in the center. When you stand in the domes, you'll receive the Touch of the Sky buff. The Touch of the Sky buff allows you to exit the dome and remain unharmed. However, it's on a timer. Once it expires, you'll receive a debuff called Touch of the Deep, which means you'll take damage over time unless you retreat back to the dome. You win this encounter by killing all of the Ogre bosses before the time runs out. There is a triumph in this encounter for keeping all 3 havens intact and killing the Ogre bosses. Number 4, the crystals. In this encounter you're killing Vex, which is always fun. The goal is to destroy the purple crystals that you see on the walls. When you destroy enough crystals, a boss will spawn that you have to kill. The way you destroy the crystals is by killing harpies. That's the flying Vex thingies. They will drop what is called a cranium. The cranium, you can point at the crystals and shoot a beam at them to destroy them. Kill harpies, destroy crystals, kill boss, rinse and repeat until you fill the meter in the top left corner and win the encounter. Number 5, the arcborn. In this one, you have to be fast and do a lot of damage. To win the encounter, you have to collect souls. You do that by running through the green lights, or whatever you want to call them, beams, whatever. You can pick up 3 souls at a time. When you're carrying them, the location where you should deposit the souls are marked. Run to it and deposit the souls. There is a timer on the souls you're carrying. When it runs out, you lose them. When enough souls have been deposited, a boss will spawn. Kill the boss and start over. You win by completing 3 boss waves. Tip for this one is to try and keep an eye on your teammates so that you don't run for the same beam. One of you will be disappointed. Number 6, the gauntlet. This one is fun, tricky and frustrating, but mostly fun. You spawn in this big circle. Enemies will begin to appear, and in the middle a boss. Focus on killing the boss. When the boss is killed, you're transported into a running track or obstacle course, if you will. As many of your teammates as possible must now run the course and get all the way to the end before the time runs out. This can be pretty tricky, but once you've done it a couple of times, you get the moves down. When the lap is completed, you go back into the middle and another boss spawns. Rinse and repeat, guys. Rinse and repeat. There are 2 triumphs available for this encounter. One if all the players complete a lap together, and one if all 6 players complete every lap. Number 7, the repost. I don't know how to pronounce this. The repost, god damn it, is one encounter that if you don't know what to do, is just a total mess, and you end up wasting your time doing the wrong things. What you should do is kill the big hive knights. They will drop their swords. When you pick up the sword, you're now able to remove white shields from enemies by using the heavy attack with the sword. Continue killing knights and removing shields and killing the enemies when the shields are removed until the boss spawns. Then kill the boss. You win by killing the Ogre boss. Those are the 7 encounters of the Menagerie. You will not go through all of them every time, but after a couple of runs, you should get through them all. Now for the 3 bosses that you can encounter. Hasapiku, the Minotaur. In this encounter, you basically have to dodge the walls and damage the boss. But there are a bit more to it than meets the eye. First of all, when you spawn into the room, there will be harpies flying around. These will drop a pool on death. Enter these pools to get a buff to drop the boss's shield. The boss will summon walls that you have to dodge. When he's summoning, you can shoot the hand of the boss and disable the walls. This is a neat little trick. Keep dodging the walls and doing damage and you will win this encounter and get your chest in no time. Arunak, the Ogre. In this encounter, you're fighting a giant ogre in the middle of the room. On the sides, enemies will spawn. When you kill these enemies, some of them will drop orbs. Pick up these orbs and throw them at the ogre in the middle to remove its shield. As the ogre gets lower in health, some yellow bar knights will also spawn. To get the triumph in this boss encounter, don't kill the knights. And that's it, guys. Just keep throwing those orbs at the ogre and doing damage when the shield is down. Haguri, the Hydra. In this encounter, the boss is a giant Hydra. You start out the encounter with a damage phase. Just do as much damage as possible right off the bat. After that, the boss goes into shield. To lure it out from the shield, you have to charge your plates around the arena. When the plates are charged, the boss will go to the last place that has finished charging. Then you do damage again until the boss goes back into hiding. For every damage phase you will need to activate one more plate to lure out the boss again. To get the triumph of this encounter, you have to lure the boss to every plate only once. Do damage, charge plates, rinse and repeat, guys. So that's it, guys. That is all of the encounters of the Menagerie. Now go get that chalice upgraded and get all of the loot.
Step lightly, young one. My nights are hungry.